Okay, so we are on to our headband, and we are going to start with a chain of 50. If you know, this is always better if you know the circumference of the head, for sure. But bigger is better. We are going to put some Velcro on here so it's adjustable. So if you want to go bigger, go ahead and go a little bigger. That way it will fit. It does have a little stretch to it. We do want to crochet this piece looser. Let's go back through and single crochet all the way down, so that it does have that stretch, to fit a little bit different size heads. You can also, depending on if you're crocheting tighter or possibly looser, is to go ahead and pull up a head circumference chart, like a hat chart, and that'll give you a better idea of what this circumference should be, which of course laid out is the same as when it's in a circle, but that gives you guys a better idea as well. Headbands are always a little tricky unless you make them, unless they're stretchy, because you just don't know. Lots of babies have big heads. Some babies don't. Most babies have big heads. All women know that. We're like, what's the biggest head? We feel the pain, literally. Okay, so we're going to come down. And then what we're going to do once we get to the edge here is we're going to go ahead and just keep going, and we're going to go all the way around the project, and make it have a nice, so that we don't have that chain look at the very bottom. But like I said, so on one of these corners, I'm going to put some of that Velcro so that it is a little bit adjustable. And if you're concerned, go bigger, and that Velcro can just, like I said, we're not using the soft part of the Velcro, so that Velcro will stick anywhere on the yarn. That's what's so nice about that. So I'm just going to show you here to the end. And then I'm going to leave you guys to finishing this up. No use in you guys watching me, which you're not watching me, you're crocheting. I know you are, but okay. So again, we need to go back into that stitch that we just were in so that we can go ahead and turn, tuck our yarn, and you can keep doing this around and around as many times as, of course, that you would like to make this thicker, if you would like it to be a thicker headband. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this all the way down to this end here so that my whole entire chain is covered up. And I'm going to go ahead and attach it down here because I feel like this is a good, nice thickness for a headband. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim it off my tail, weave in my end, and I will meet you guys back here, and we're going to go ahead and do the bow. The bow is done exactly like the bow that we did for the booties, but it's just going to be a little bigger. So I'll meet you guys back here then. Okay, we got our white back. I went ahead and put on my little patch of Velcro. And like I said, it's nice. It just gives it a little bit of adjusting. And again, if you feel like, because we overlapped, before you do the bow and you glue it on and you gift it, If you want to make it bigger, make it bigger. Go, up to is whatever you need to go up to feel comfortable. Okay, so let's do our bow now. We still have our 5.5 millimeter hook, and I am going to chain 16. As you guys have learned, you guys can chain more or less depending on what length you would like. So if you want a smaller bow, bigger bow, just chain and go from there. Second chain from the hook, let's go ahead and single crochet. And we're going to make 2 rows, not counting our chain, okay? All right, chain 1 and turn. Go back down the other side. And this is our row number 2. And don't forget that last stitch that likes to hide down there. Chain 1 and turn, and now we're going to do the border. So we are going to go all the way around, and don't forget to do the 2 single crochets in the corners. This time we are not going to thread the yarn all the way down the bow like we did on the shoes, because the halfway mark is a lot further than the distance we were going before. 2 in the corner, 1, 2, and we don't want to tighten it up and bring that 1 in the middle and 2 in the corner. Tuck our yarn. Let's go back up the side. But it's pretty fast work, the headband and the bow. So if you need to readjust, if you want it to be, it seems too big, then go ahead and do that. You could also go down a size if you want it on your hook. If you don't like the bow being not tight, like the boots aren't tight, you can do that. But take into account that if you go down a hook on the headband, you cannot crochet, a chain of 50. It's going to be a lot smaller. So we need to make sure that you remember that you want to go ahead and get a measurement on that then, versus thinking, oh, I'll just chain, 50 and that'll work. It's probably not going to work because it's going to be a lot tighter. So now I'm going to go ahead and just weave this in. Like I said, I really did not want to weave this all the way down to the center of that, because then when you pull on it to get it wrapped around the center, you might end up curling the end in, and we don't want to do that at all. So, okay, so let's go ahead and we'll find our center mark, which is about right there. And I'm just going to bring this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie it in. I'm going to tie a knot. Flip this the way I want it to sit. So we want it to curve in this direction, right? We want the nice edge facing out. And then we'll just find the center of the headband and we will glue that on. And then that should be nice. Like this. And if you guys think this is too big, please, please feel free. Of course, that's what's wonderful about crochet, is that you can bring in your own perspective and do your own things. And I like this because do you see how it kind of wraps? It'll wrap around the head a little better so that the bow is going across the whole side of the head. I'm going to unvelcro so glue doesn't accidentally leak through and make my life miserable. Let's find my center point, which I feel is right here. And we grab our glue and we get her glued on, and we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very happy to have you guys join me. Hopefully, once again, if this is the first time you've been with me, please, please like, share, and subscribe. The only way that I can get any help with all these videos is if I have so many subscriptions. Subscriptions don't cost money, for all you older people who don't know that. For the longest time, I thought that meant that you're going to charge me money if I subscribe. All that means is that when a new video comes out, I get to let you know that it lets you know that a new video came out. Just going to get this sitting where I'd like. I pin it for a minute, and we're going to let that dry. There we go. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. And I do hope to see you guys soon. Hear any comments you may have. And you guys take care. God bless.